It is very important, I mean, to have priorities clear. Every health system, even the one in the United States, has to set some priorities because no country is rich enough to cover everything that would be medically necessary. When you're talking about countries that spend really very few amounts of dollars, this is a crucial exercise, and it is a fundamental exercise of policy. The most accepted criteria are, of course, cost and effectiveness combined. I always add the criterion of social acceptability because there may be some cost-effective interventions that are not socially acceptable, like locking up people with infectious diseases. And in the end, it's not that cost-effective, but furthermore, there is an ethical foundation that we need to preserve. There has to be in every country a transparent participatory process through which those priorities are made explicit. Now, the evidence we have so far is that we now have a very complex epidemiologic situation. We have an unfinished agenda and a set of emerging problems, mostly chronic diseases. For the unfinished agenda, I think we know pretty well what to do. I mean, it's a package of essential services, mostly directed to women and children, that are going to get us farthest. Investments in children are absolutely critical, obviously on ethical grounds, but also because gains in health accrue for a long period of time. Of course, women and particularly mothers avoiding their death in childbirth, again, in addition to the human right dimension, has huge effects on the rest of the family and the communities. So we know that. The problem is that as we become successful in dealing with those problems, then other chronic, more complex issues come into the fore. So what I have found is that we need to strengthen health systems as we develop those interventions that are highly focused on clear priorities. And this is what's been called the diagonal approach. And a diagonal approach has very clear priorities, but uses those to drive general investments in the health system, general strengthening, so that when we are successful with the first set of priorities, we have a strengthened health system to deal with the next set of priorities.